I'll let the compere tell you what's going on.
All right, we're going to get a couple of real pioneers, a couple of people who've done some special things, each of them individually, in country music over the years. They're going to join Slim on the stage, and we're just going to have a little bit of a chat about the history of country music for a few minutes. So I hope you'll find it entertaining. And I'd like you to give a big Tamworth welcome, a legend show welcome, to Kevin King and Eddie Tapp. Now, we're going to be gentle with them, okay? Gentle with them. And I'm going to start with Kevin because Kevin has a bit of a break. But Kev, been a long time in country music, and here are a couple of your good mates here to start with, aren't they?
That's right, yeah. Hello everyone, how are you? Yeah. I can't do much these days. Have a look at the three of us. Oh, oh boy. But still, that's nice to be able to say a few words. I lost my voice, and so just as well because I couldn't have sung Rub It Up Dub. And Johnny Greenwood pinched it, didn't he? I think I've said enough for a moment.
All right. Slim, of course, you've had something to do with Eddie and Kevin over the years along the road of song.
We'll start with Kevin. I met Kev on the, I won't talk too much, mate. I met Kevin on the, when I used to do a bit of work for Reg Lindsay, and Kevin used to open the show with a fellow named Peter Mollison on a guitar, right in a minute, what do you call it? Fiddle. And they used to open the show, and the song was, what was it? It's a great life if you don't weaken.
But who wants to be strong?
That's right. But never did a lot with Kevin on the shows actually, but more so here with Eddie Tapp. And Eddie was on Rick and Phil's show. I did many miles with Rick and Phil around Australia off and on, and that's where I met Eddie. And Eddie was singer, compere, straight man, you name it. Right? Anyway, I learned a lot of him actually. He had one bad habit. Yeah, one bad habit. He'd set up the show for the afternoon, and Eddie'd come in and look at it, and if something wasn't quite straight, he'd pull the whole bloody lot down.
No, I think you're exaggerating it.
No, I'm not.
A little bit. But, the first time I met you were in Perth, wasn't it? Not Perth, in Western Australia. I don't remember the town though. Where was it?
Oh, God.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was. As far as gigging goes, you know, the greatest moment of my life, I think, professional life, was when after I'd come back to Sydney and settled down after doing all the touring and that, and I was more or less out of the business. And I got a phone call from Kevin and asked me to stand in for him at one of his pub gigs. And I thought that was the greatest honour I'd ever have, because I used to idolise this bloke when I was young. I really did. That was marvellous.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Well,
And he said, I said, yeah, but I don't know. And he said, oh, look, you don't have to do it. He said, they all like to get up and sing. Just do one number and you can sit down and listen to them the rest of the night and get paid.
Them were the days.
Yeah.
Get paid, what's that?
Yeah, there was a lot of that around.
Did you ever get the money?
No, you don't.
You didn't?
I know, I got a couple of beers, I think.
I never did either. Never got it, you got it. Not in them days.
We'll start with Eddie over there. Eddie, take us back to when you started off. What were the dreams there? And you went off with Rick and Tell, and you were writing some fantastic material at the time.
Yeah, well, I'd done a few years on the road. Actually, my first year on the road was 1958. And it was a couple of years after 62, I think, the first tour I did with Chad. And Rick and Tell was 63. And from then on, I more or less stayed with Rick and Tell until 69, and that was it.
And then you did come back for a little while there and did an album for Selection Records of some fine material. But Lorraine was telling me tonight's probably the first time that you've actually been on the stage in 10 years.
Tonight, yeah, it'll be at least 10.
How's that, folks? Here to see you. You've written some fantastic songs.
I've written
a couple of them are my real favourites. Katrina, Whatever Happened to Harry, and The Star of Love. The Star of Love. Just tell us a bit about that song. I think it's one of the classics of our music.
Star of Love, I remember I wrote that in an apartment in Hobart, in Battery Point, where I was living at the time, and I was playing my brand new tape recorder, and I had Kentucky by the Blue Sky Boys. Not that most people associate Kentucky with the Louvin Brothers, but I had it by the Blue Sky Boys, and I just loved it too. And it inspired, not the lyrics of course, but the tune was inspired by Kentucky. And the lyrics sort of just fell into place around it.
Well, it's beautiful the way the words rhyme and tumble one after the other in that song.
Yeah, well, I was quite happy with it, yeah. But I think what really sold it was Paul Lester's picking.
Yeah, there was some fantastic stuff recorded back there, wasn't there, Eddie?
Yeah.
Slim, those years on the road for you, just share a few moments with us, reminisce a little bit about that.
I never actually went on the road proper until 1972. And that's when I made the Redback. And I went out with Rick and Phil. But I did a lot of tours with Rick and Phil. Short tours, long tours. I don't know how many miles I must have travelled with them. I know I worked it out. We got 23,000 miles pulling the caravan 1 year in 10 months. I mean miles, not kilometres. And you had to go to the show or wherever you were going to. You had to be there on time. Doesn't matter what happened on that show, whether you broke an axle or done a tyre or whatever. You still had to get there on time. And I tell you what, it wasn't easy. And they talk about going on tour now.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sure there's a lot of people here who probably think that the great days of country music here in Australia was when the Rick and Tell show and the Chad Morgan show and the Buddy Williams show and the Slim Dusty show toured Australia annually and took their music around to the people. So it must be a wonderful feeling to have been part of those days. Tough days. And I guess when you look back now, a lot of those roads weren't sealed at the time.
They weren't.
I mean, I can remember, I think it was only into the 70s when across the Nullarbor was completed at Tard, and the road then from Perth up to Wyndham and the top end was dirt all the way. But these shows, they went out year after year and they destroyed caravans and everything else on the way. But they got through, as Eddie was saying, and it didn't matter, did it, whether you had a breakdown or what.
Yeah,
The show must go on.
If I could add something to that, I remember when we were in Western Australia in 76, whatever it was, we went as far as Port Hedland, and my caravan, and I had a good caravan. It was I can't think of the name, but the caravan itself was fine. The fridge rattled to pieces. I had to throw the fridge away and get a new one. And we met a bloke at the caravan park, and he said, "Oh," he said, "do you go on a Broome?" I think it's Broome, the next one, isn't it? No, he said, no, he said, "we're going back from here." He said, "Oh, that's good. The rough road starts from here."
We're going to jump over to Kevin King now for a while. Kevin, take us back to that first recording session. Rubber Dub Dub made you almost, made you a bit of a national star overnight, that song. It was very big, a big seller for Regals on the phone at the time. So tell us a little bit about how you came to get that recording deal.
Yeah. Thanks, Gary. Well, Rubber Dub Dub did a good thing for me, and I picked Rubber Dub Dub on shortwave radio. It would be 1950 from New Zealand, and Hank Thompson come on singing Rubber Dub Dub from New Zealand, and I bought one of the first reel-to-reel recorders, AWA Jukebox, and my dad said, "We'll record some of these programs," and I was quite happy about that because we picked up Rubber Dub Dub that way. And I went in and auditioned with EMI Records, and at the time Rubber Dub Dub was very big over in the States side, and Ron Mills said, we can't release Rubber Dub Dub through EMI, it's probably was Capitol Records overseas or something. So he said, "We'll have you as the Rubber Dub Dub fellow." So I was quite happy with that. So, and the day that I went in to record it, strange as it may seem, you talking about Rick and Phil. Rick and Phil and I go back, way back, and we used to sing at a place called the House of David, and it's not, I think I'd be the only person who would remember it. That's how long ago it was. And the day I went in to record Rubber Dub Dub, we did it out at Columbia Lane. The Slim put on his recording out at Homebush. So I had the honour of being one of the last recording artists to record in those studios at Homebush, which is a bit of a feather in a cap, because they moved the studio to Castlereagh Street, Sydney, EMI. And so that day out at Homebush, I'm sitting there sucking an orange that my mother gave me, and they said, "Right, Kev, just wait a while. Now the artist in there's just about finished." So and they finished out, walked Rick and Phil. And I said, "Hey, what's going on, you fellas here?" "Yeah, we've just done a session, Kev." And so then I went in and did my session, and it was just dark like this with a microphone. And look across and see the guys in behind the window, and they just said, "Right, you're on air." So you just started up and did it yourself. No second takes. Pretty raw in those days. If you made a mistake, it was on the record. And right at the end, I played da 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 da. I can't sing either anymore. I've lost my voice. Now I never could really, but that was the sailor's hornpipe. So I thought I'll stick that on the end because it's Rubber Dub Dub in the tub on the Ocean Blue. So I whacked in the sailor's hornpipe on the end of it. It all went pretty good. Yeah, so I'm talking about,
Good on you, Kevin.
talking about the old touring days, I go back to 1956.
The All-Star Western Show.
The All-Star Western Show. And I used to go up to Rick and Phil's place, the wife and I, and I was married in 54, been married 65 years. So,
Good on you, mate.
I'm doing pretty good, fellas, eh? We're going good. Well, anyway, we went up to Rick and Phil's, and I said we should put a show on the road, and Rick said, "Well, who would we get?" I said, "Well, for a start, I know Chad Morgan will come with us. Chad will verify this." And they said, "Oh, we don't know him." I said, "Well, he's come down from Brisbane and I've had a bit of a few shows with him." So, and then I said, "We get Nev Nichols, put a show together, Peter Mollison on the fiddle. So away we went, and in 1956 we travelled right around the eastern states. We did go over the west, over to Perth or that way. And talk about the roads, they were all red and black soil roads. And when it rained, the milk trucks used to go from town to town, Wenton, Springstall, Wenton, Cloncurry, and these big milk trucks would put big wheel marks in the mud and leave two big tracks either side. And of course, when it rained, you'd be going along and the caravan would start to slide off the road because the roads were that slippery. You're getting along at 5 mile an hour, with the wheels spinning it now and again and slipping off the road, the caravans. And that's where I tore the side out of a van. I hit the wheel ruts and jackknifed a caravan out at Winton, up in Queensland, just out of Winton, and ripped the side out of the caravan. And here's all our clothes. Sorry to tell you about this, darling, my wife's over there. All our clothes, the wardrobe was ripped out, all our clothes. I went 500 feet down this muddy road, you know. They had to stop and go back, oh, look at all the clothes way back. But they were days, it was all good fun, really. You know, things like that. I ran into a chap at the next town in a caravan park. And he said, what have you done? I said, just ripped the side out of the van. He said, I'll fix that for you. He's a carpenter, he's an English boy, Pommy. I'll fix that for you. So naturally, him and his family got all the tickets to the show they wanted. I'm like, how am I going?
He was scared that his voice wouldn't hold up, but I'm pleased that it has, that he's been able to share that. All right, we're going to get things moving in a minute because there's about 3 hours of show still to come. If I could, I'd just like you to look back. Now, it may not be what people may think, but when you look back on your careers, a highlight that's special to you. So, Eddie, you want to get the ball rolling?
I could think of plenty of downsides, but highlights, I don't know, but I do know this, that if I had to do it again, I'd do it again. I wouldn't change anything. But one thing I do remember, early in the piece, the first show I left Tasmania with was the Ethel McCoy show. And we stayed at Lane Cove Caravan Park for a few weeks before we actually went out on the tour, and I met a lady there who was, she was from New Zealand, and she was rather one of these, well today you'd probably call her a big dick, but she reckoned she was reincarnated and all this sort of thing. She was very interesting, but she introduced me to a book written by Napoleon Hill called Think and Grow Rich. And she said, this is our Bible. We live by this, me and my husband. He worked at one of the newspapers. So anyway, I was so, I thought, I'll go and buy that after I got on tour. I bought this book and I read it. And I thought all these things, you know, like Dale Carnegie, they tell you how to become a millionaire. You've got to write things down and recite them in front of the mirror and all this. And I thought, well, if that's what it takes to be a millionaire, I don't want to be one. I honestly did. I made a conscious decision that I'd do what I was doing, even if it didn't make me a millionaire, which it didn't.
Good on you, mate.
Thanks, Eddie. Slim, I guess that gold record and that national hit was probably a highlight, but have you got something there that you'd like to pick out of your head and share with us?
About what?
One of those special moments for you that you'll always remember.
I can remember the first time I came over from West Australia you were talking about those dirt roads. I had a 19, I forget what it was now, it was a Vanguard station sedan. I paid $95 for it. I put a caravan behind it that I paid next to nothing for. And the way I go with my family, it cost another war. We got to the South Australian border, this is from Western Australia, got South Australian border, got just through that and the road started rough. Got the worse I went, further I went, the worse it got, is what I'm trying to say. And anyway, a bloke come the other way and a Chev Ute, he pulled up, he said, how you going? I said, oh, how far does this go, this type of road? Oh, he said, all the way to Penong. I said, oh, thanks a lot. And I tell you what, I wasn't joking when he talked about these rough roads. They were bad. They were terrible.
Hey Slim, how long since you've been up to Queensland?
Oh, a little while.
And we got bitumen up there and they're still rough.
Yeah, where I live, and that's still rough.
I can guarantee that too.
Good on you, mate.
I've been in Queensland for 31 years and they aren't the best.
Anyway, they were definitely days that you wouldn't give anybody else to do, would you? You know, it's,
You're probably the same as the song that Kevin and Trevor Day wrote, that we'd do it all over again. And that must be the cue for you to give us a few words about a big memory for you, mate.
Yeah, that was strange how that came about. I'm sorry for my voice, I can't help talking like this anymore. But I rang Trevor one day and said, mate, we've never really worked or done anything together on stage. And he said, so. I said, why don't you write a song and we'll record it. And because I said, we've never recorded together or worked together that way. So he wrote a song and he rang me up and he sang it to me over the phone. But I said, well, if you write one, I'll come down and we'll record it. So he said, I've written that song, and he said, I've lined up the recording studio. So I got in the car that morning, took the wife down, and we went down and recorded it. As soon as we got there, we got into the studio and recorded it. I had to read the words off a bit of paper, but that's how that song came about. So, yeah, I kept my promise to him. I said, if you write a song, we'll come down and we'll sing it together. Yeah, that was that song. Yeah. Okay, that's my answer.
Good on you. And, here in Australia, we're very lucky. We've got some great talent, and unfortunately, I think sometimes that our culture is getting drowned out here in Australia. But, while we've got people like this that we can look back on who've put so much into the industry, we are in the presence of greats. So I'd like you to put your hand together for Eddie Tapp, Slim Newton and Kevin King. Thanks, fellas. You can say hello to Chad as he comes out because Chad's coming on next.
Good on you, Eddie.
But, thank you so much for sharing those few
Slim
minutes.
and Kevin, three of Australia's country music legends, folks. And pioneers.
my dad was a pioneer.
Was he?
Yeah, every time we come to a shop, he said we might get a pioneer.
Good on you, Slim.